So far, how many members joined? 7. Only 16 members. Okay. I'll share my PPT. The PPT is visible, pa? Anyone please respond?
Sir.
The PPT is.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Um, so let us start the first experiment for our DSP lab. I hope uh, you have installed the Octave software, right? How many of them are installed your Octave software? If you have installed, you just in the chat box, you just say yes, yes, sir. How many of them are installed the Octave software? Rohan, Gayatri, Tri Sanjana, Nityasri, 5, 6, Yanasri. Okay, only 6 members have got installed. Yeah, Subhashini, 7. Okay. So others, those who have not installed, I hope you have seen the video. Okay, you just go. If you have not seen the video, go to the PPT. What I have uploaded. Okay, in the PPT, you have a link. Okay, the video link is there, so you can install it as soon as possible. Okay, so it will be useful for you to do the lab. Parallelly, you do with me. It will be good for you. Okay, so let us go for the lab session. So today we are moving to the first experiment. So your first experiment name is linear convolution and circular convolution. Okay, I hope this particular topic we are doing the sums in our theory DSP class. Okay, in the theory classes we are doing the sums. Today we are going to write the MATLAB code or Octave code for this linear convolution, circular convolution, and we are going to see the responses for those convolutions. Okay, so this is the agenda of today's presentation. So first we just recall what are the things we have discussed in the yesterday's lab class. Then we'll move to the linear and circular convolution one by one. So yesterday we have started a DSP lab with the syllabus. First I have told about the DSP syllabus. Some 10 experiments are there. In that 4 experiments we are doing on MATLAB. The 4 experiments we are doing on this MATLAB or Octave software, and the 4 more experiments from we are doing in the processor. Then last 2 experiments we are doing based on the applications. Okay, so this is our the syllabus for your DSP lab. In that today we are into the linear and circular convolution. So for this, for to do this coding, we are preferring Octave software. So the Octave, we have, I hope yesterday I have given a demo on how to work on the Octave software, how you can install it, how you can download the Octave software, and you can install it in your laptop. I have given a demo, and moreover, I have given a demo for online Octave software also. You can do it in online itself without installation. I have shown the demo for that also. So Octave is like same your MATLAB. Okay, you can perform various numerical and non-numerical problems you can do. Okay, you can get the accurate results as fast as a MATLAB. Okay, but only the difference. So this is also one of the high programming language. It was developed in the year of 1984. Okay, it is same like your MATLAB, but in MATLAB we have some set of toolboxes are available. It's a higher end. Okay, we can use it for a lot of applications. But Octave we don't have any toolboxes are not available. Okay, so we can't take this to some different applications. That is the one thing. Only the simulation purpose for writing the code and simulating we can take this Octave software. The lower end version is this, but MATLAB is a higher end version. Okay, so this is the difference between a MATLAB and Octave. So these are the links I have given, the 2 links I have given to see the how you can download and install the Octave software. This I have shown this. Okay, even in our college also, in our college lab also, we are installed this Octave software only. Okay, so we'll go for the first experiment. So the first experiment is linear and circular convolution. So I have no need to much discuss on this. Okay, so convolution is basically convoluting 2 sequences, and we will be getting produced, and we are getting the new signal. That is nothing but the convolution. Okay, so convolutions are used in the image processing, signal processing. For various applications we are using the convolution. Okay, so convolutions are classified by three types: linear convolution, circular convolution, sectioned convolution. Okay, so linear convolution means here two sequences will be given, x of n and h of n. Okay, we no need to bother about the, if you are going for linear convolution, we no need to bother about the length. Okay, how much sequences are given, no need to bother about the length. Okay, just we can convolute these two sequences, okay, by means of either tabulation method or graphical method or matrix method. Okay, on paper we can theoretically we can do it and we can take the result. Okay, the thing is here, for the linear convolution we no need to bother about the number of how much number of samples we are giving in the two signals. Okay, and similarly the output of the linear convolution we can calculate by means of n1 plus n2 minus 1. This is the formula to calculate the length of the linear convolution. Okay, here four samples are there. X of n we have 4 number of samples are there. H of n we have 4 number of samples. So the total length will be how much? 4 plus 4 minus 1. So 7 number of samples will be there in the linear convolution output. Okay, so this linear convolution is also called as discrete convolution or aperiodic convolution. Why we are calling this as a aperiodic convolution means here the inputs what we are giving, x of n and h of n sequences, is in a form of aperiodic sequences. So the output what we are getting, the linear convolution output, is also aperiodic. That's why the linear convolutions are called as aperiodic convolutions. Okay, so this is about the linear convolution. We have discussed a lot on this in your theory. Okay, next we are going for circular convolution. So in the circular convolution also, here we are taking two sequences. Okay, x of n and x1 of n and x2 of n. Okay, so in the circular convolution, the thing is here both the sequences should be in a equal length. That is the thing. Okay, both the sequences should be in a equal length. If unequal length is given, which sequence is having the maximum length? Okay, for example, one sequence is having length as 4 means, for example, here we have the sequence is 3. So we have to append 0 here, and we have to equalize the number of sequences for both the signals. Okay, that is called as zero padding. So if you are adding the 0 value in any one of the signal, that is called as zero padding. So we are equalizing both the sequences. Okay, number of samples should be same in the both the sequence. We are equalizing that, so your output of the circular convolution also will be of same length. Okay, this is the main thing you have to remember. Circular convolution means both the sequences should be in a equal length. So your output also, your circular convolution output also will be having the same length. Okay, so this is about the circular convolution. Circular convolution theoretically we can do by matrix method, tabulation method, or graphical method. I hope you have seen that. Okay, now for this, so I hope you know the concept. Now you know the concept of both linear convolution and circular convolution. Okay, so in the one more thing, the circular convolutions are periodic convolution. Here we are giving the input signals sequences in a form of periodic. Okay, because it's rotating circularly. Here we are doing the shifting, folding. That folding, which we are doing the folding, then shifting. Next to the shifting, we'll be rotating that, and the rotated sequences we have multiplied with the input signal, and we are adding. So that is the rotating operation is also called as modulo in operation. So here the signals what we are sequences what we are taking are in a form of periodic. That's why circular convolutions are also called as periodic convolution. Okay, so now we know well about this both linear convolution and circular convolution. Okay, theoretically. Okay, now we are going to, now what we have to do, now what we are going to see is, for both these convolutions we are going to write a Octave code and we are going to see the result. Okay, so with this I'm stop sharing this PPT. Let me move into the Octave software. Okay, I'll be stop sharing this. Now I'll be moving to the Octave software. So those who have installed, you can go for the Octave software. I hope in the Octave software, if you see the desktop, in your desktop, actually yesterday itself I have told, in your desktop 2 icons will be available. Okay, Octave, just a moment. Once you install the Octave software, in your desktop 2 icons will be available: GNU Octave CLI then GNU Octave GUI. Two icons will be available. You just double click on this GNU Octave GUI. Okay, just double click on this particular icon, GNU Octave GUI. Those who have installed, okay, you just double click on this. Those who have not installed, okay, those who have not installed, you can do it on online. Okay, go to Google, you just give Octave Online. You just give this. Okay, so the first link, octaveonline.net. Okay, go to those who have not installed the Octave software, you can do it in on online. Okay, so go to Google, type Octave Online. So you'll be getting this first link, octaveonline.net. Just open this. Okay, so you'll be getting this type of window you will be getting. Okay, so I've already told to go to the menu. Okay, log in first. Okay, log in using your Google Gmail ID. Okay, log in, then only you can do it in online. Okay, so you can log in by means of your Google ID or your Facebook ID, anyone. Okay, so you'll be getting this type of window. You'll be getting, in that you can add the script and you can save that and you can run that. It's very simple. Okay, I hope yesterday I've given a demo of this. Okay, so let me try this with first Octave software. Okay, offline Octave software. So you will be getting this type of window. You will be getting first, right? Okay, you'll be getting this type of window. Once you double click on this Octave GUI, you will be getting this type of window, command window. You will be getting, in that command window, you just type the signal pkg load signal. Just type this. Please make a note of it. Those who have not installed also, please make a note of it. Okay, first you have to type pkg load signal. Okay, so why we are giving this particular command is package load signal. So in the Octave software, no, here we are using lot of functions. We are using for plotting, for generating the graphs, whether it's a continuous waveform or a discrete waveform. We have to give we are using lot of functions. So all the functions, okay, should be we have to use all those functions. Okay, so to get all those functions, we are giving this particular command, pkg load signal, package load signal. So all the functions, it will work. If you are not giving this particular command, for some commands it will show syntax error for conv, like that. For function error you will be get if you are not giving this particular command. Okay, so kindly give this command first. Okay, so after giving this command, okay, here you have the script file. You just click on this new script file. Okay, here we have one icon is there, no? Okay, just click on this so that a new script file is getting open here. The editor window is getting open. In this editor window only, we have to type the code. Okay, so first we are going to do the linear convolution. So already I have a linear convolution code I'll be having. Okay, so I'm just going to paste that code in this editor. In this editor window, I'm just going to paste that code and I will explain the code line by line. Just a moment. Yeah. So I have a code. I'm going to copy that, paste those code. Copy. Can you able to see my window? Anyone please respond? Can you able to see my
Yes,
window?
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
Okay. So here you have a editor window. Just I'll be having the code. Just copy and paste the code here. Okay. So I will explain this code line by line. This is the Octave code for your linear convolution. Okay. So this first line is there. No. What is this first line is CLC. Okay, so this particular command is used for clearing the command window. Here we have a command window, right? Okay, so to clear the command window, okay, we are using this particular function CLC. Please make a note of it. CLC is for clearing the command window. Okay, and next we have close all. This close all is nothing but to close the previous figure windows. If you are doing any previously, if you have done any experiment, you have a figure result for that. If you want to close those previous figure windows, you have to use this close all. So all the figure windows is getting closed once you give this command. Close all. Close all is for closing all the figure windows. Similarly, next is nothing but clear all. Clear all is nothing but once you write the code in the Octave software or MATLAB software, you are using so many variables you are using. See, X, H, Y. Okay, like that we are using so many variables. So these variables will be stored in this workspace. If you see here we have a workspace. Okay, so these variables will be stored in the workspace. In those variables, no, some values will be stored in a form of matrix. Okay, so before going to the new experiment, we have to close those workspaces. Okay, so what are the experiments we have previously we have done? No, okay, so that will be stored in the workspaces. So we have to clear those workspaces. That's why we are using clear all. Okay, so clear all is for closing the workspaces. Okay, I hope you know what is workspace. Yesterday I have explained. Okay, so the variables what we are using in the Octave code. Okay, and those values are stored in a form of matrix. Okay, to close all the workspaces or to clear the workspaces, we are using clear all. Okay, and close all is for closing the figure windows, and CLC is used for clearing the command window. Okay, so this is the first line you have to give if you're going for any experiment. Okay, this is the first line you can give. Okay, the next line is nothing but fprintf linear convolution. This fprintf is nothing but if you want to generate some text in the command window, you can give fprintf. So this particular, okay, so the text is nothing but linear convolution. See, apostrophe linear convolution, you have given this, no, so this will be appear in the once you compile this code. Okay, what is the text present in this printf, no, linear convolution, that will be appear in the command window. Okay, that's why we are using this fprintf. Okay, to print the text in the command window, we are using this. And the next fprintf is /n is nothing but you are creating a new line for this. I mean, below that linear convolution, next line will be empty. If you give /n and /n, okay, so this first in your command window, the linear convolution, this text will be printed. Okay, and below that you will be getting the empty line. Okay, next you can go for the input. That's why if you are not giving this particular line, no, okay, you know you won't get any empty space. Okay, that's why we are giving this. And the next this is nothing but, as you know, linear convolution, we are using two input sequences. Okay, so the first input sequences I am taking as X. Okay, it's up to you. You can give any variable name. Even you can give your name also, no problem. Okay, so variable name may be any name. So the first sequences I am taking the name as X. X is nothing but one of the variable. So X is nothing but an input. In that we have to give the input sequence. 4 sequence or 3 sequence we have to give. So X is nothing but one of the input sequence, and similarly H is also another sequence. H is also another input sequence. That is nothing but enter the simple system impulse response. So the text the text what is there inside this thing, no, that will be appear in the command window. Okay, so X and H both are the input signals. Okay, we have to give that input sequences in the command window. Okay, next, this is the main thing. Okay, here we are performing linear convolution, right? So for linear convolution, okay, what is the function we are using means CONV. This is the function for inbuilt function. Already in the Octave library, the inbuilt CONV function will be there. So if you are giving the CONV function, automatically it will perform the linear convolution for the X and H. Okay, so here what we are giving y is nothing but our linear convolution output. Y is nothing but our linear convolution output. Okay, y is equal to CONV, linear convolution of X and H. Okay, X and H are my input sequences. So what the CONV do, no, it will perform the linear convolution for X and H, and the output will be stored in Y. That is the thing. So only single line. Okay, only the single line is a matter. Okay, Y is equal to CONV of X comma H. Your linear convolution code is over. That's it. See, for line number 7, line number 8 itself, your linear convolution code is over. Okay, the thing is, okay, the next is nothing but we have to plot these things. See, here we're giving X value, H value. We have to see those things in the figures. Okay, for that only we will be typing these lines. Okay, the first thing is nothing but subplot. Okay, subplot is nothing but in the figure window, no. Okay, the figure window is nothing but a plot. Okay, the subplot is nothing but you will be dividing that figure window by means of rows, columns, and positions. That's why we are calling that a subplot. Okay, subplot of 5, 2, 1. What is the meaning of this 5, 2, 1 means 5 rows will be there in the figure window. Okay, what is the figure window? You will be getting, no, that figure window consists of 5 rows, 2 columns. Okay, and in the first position, your input, your X is nothing but your first input sequences that will be plotted, or that will be stored, or that will be placed. Okay, so 5, 2, 1 means 5 rows, 2 columns. In that first position, the X values will be placed. Okay, that is the meaning. Okay, in the below line here we are giving stem of X. As you know, stem is nothing but to plot our input sequence in a form of discrete. Okay, the input sequences we have given, no. Okay, we have given some values 1, 2, 3, 1, like that. We have given some values. Means if you want to plot those values in a form of discrete, you can give stem. Okay, stem is a function to plot the sequences in a form of discrete. Similarly, if you give plot, no, plot is nothing but to plot the values in a form of continuous. Okay, here both our input signals and output signals, I am going to plot the values in a form of discrete. That's why I'm using stem. Okay, stem of X means automatically all the input sequences will be appear in the, so in the 5 rows, 2 columns, first position. In the first position, my X value, okay, my X values I'll be getting in a form of discrete sequences. Okay, that's why we are giving stem X. Okay, the next line is nothing but, so once you got the figure window, okay, so you have to label that and you have to title that figure window. So that's why X label. Okay, X label apostrophe this time index. So what is there inside this this apostrophe, no, time index, that will be appear in the X label in the graph, no, in that figure window, X axis, this particular text will be available automatically. Similarly, Y label, what is there inside this apostrophe, no, so this amplitude, that will be appear in this Y axis in that figure X. Okay, that X discrete sequences, X label you are giving as time index, and Y label you are giving as amplitude. What is the thing you will be giving, that will be appear over the figure window. And similarly, title, if you want to give the title for that input sequence, you can give title. Okay, apostrophe this input sequence, so automatically the title also will get appear. This is for input for, this is for X, for plotting the X. Okay, we are using these lines. Okay, for plotting this X, one input signals we have to use lines. Similarly for, okay, similarly for H also, for plotting this to get the figure window, to get the discrete sequences for H, we have to use these lines. That is nothing but subplot of 5, 2, 2, 5 rows, 2 columns. In the second position, my H Another input sequence is nothing but H. My H sequences will be placed. That's why H. So here also this H also will be plotting in a form of discrete. That's why stem of H. Okay, for that H also we are giving X label, Y label, title. Okay, this is for my second sequence. Okay, similarly for my output is nothing but my Y. That is nothing but linear convolution output. Output is nothing but our Y. Okay, so for Y also we have to plot. Okay, that's why subplot 5, 2, 5. That is nothing but 5 rows, 2 columns, 5th position. Okay, if you want, you can write 3rd position also. It doesn't mean. Okay, you can give any value. If you give 3, it will, so your Y will be placed in the 3rd position. If you are giving 5, your Y will be placed in the 5th position. Okay, so see, you just type this 5 lines. The remaining things you just copy and edit it. Okay, so stem of Y is nothing but your Y sequences will be getting plotted in a form of discrete. For that, you have a X label, Y label, title. Title is nothing but my linear convolution output sequence. See, linear convolution output sequence. We'll be getting that. Okay, so this is the thing. You no need to leave the space anything between the in between this code that will show the error. Okay, you no need to leave any spaces. For the explanation, I have leave the space. So your code is completed, and this display Y is nothing but for displaying your output Y. To display our output Y, if you are giving semicolon, no, you won't get the output. Display of Y, if you give display of Y, you will be getting the output. See, if you want to get this output value in the command window, if you want to get our linear output, linear convolution output is nothing but Y. If you want to get those values in the command window, you have to give this command display of Y. If you give display of Y, the Y linear convolution output values will be appear in the command window. If you give semicolon, no, semicolon means the value won't appear. Okay, so this particular thing you have to write without semicolon, so that that particular value will be appear in the command window. So our code is over. Okay, so do you have any doubt in this? Have I explained the code line by line? Do you have any doubt in any line? You can ask me. Guys, is it the code is very simple? Is understandable?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Easier ka?
Yes, sir.
Yarka, there are doubt irka? Do you have any doubt in any line? You can ask me. It's not like mugging the code. We no need to mug the code. See if this code, see the code syntax. Okay, we are not. See the code. We are not following any syntax. We are just using the functions. Okay, as compared to the C language and all, this Arcwave code or MATLAB code will be very, very, very easy. Do you have any doubt, boys side? Do you have doubt in any line? You can ask me.
Sir, no,
Girls side, do you have any doubt?
No, sir.
Girls,
No, sir.
do you have doubt in any line? So can we compile and simulate the code?
Yes, sir.
Can we compile the code and we can simulate it? Can we go for that?
sir. Yes, sir.
Please respond, Pa.
Yes,
Sri
sir.
Sanjana, Revadi. Okay. So I'll be compiling this code. See, once you type the code, okay, give Control S. Control S is for saving the code. So automatically it will be stored in some location. Okay. So now it is storing in my user location. Okay. So I'm just giving you can give some name. Okay. What CCE underscore convolution. I'm just giving the name like this. CCE underscore convolution. Okay. Linear convolution. No. CCE underscore linear convolution. I'm giving the name like this. Okay. So I have saved the code. Here we have the run option. Here we have the run option. You just click on this run option. If you made any mistake, if you made any mistake in the code, no, so that will be appear in the command window. If we don't have any mistake in the code. Okay, so there is no error. So it's asking enter the first sequence, enter the linear convolution first sequence. Okay, so the first sequence I am typing as 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay, My first input sequences, I am giving 4 values. Okay, give enter. Similarly, it's asking the second sequence. Okay, second sequences I am giving 1, 2, 1. Okay, second sequences I am giving 2 values. Sorry, 3 values. Okay, so the first sequence is 4 values, the second sequence is 3 values. So what is the length of the linear convolution? How many number of samples we'll be getting in the linear convolution? Can anyone tell me?
Sir, 6. 6.
How many number of samples or sequences I am getting in the linear convolution?
6, sir.
What ma? Gayatri? How much ma?
6, sir.
6. Yeah, the answer is right. 6 number of samples you will be getting. Okay, so we just see that. So you just give enter. Once you give enter, automatically the figure window is getting open. Automatically a figure window is getting open like this. Sorry. See, your figure window is getting open. Okay, we can compare the code and this figure window. See here, as I already told, see the figure window. The figure window, we have 5 rows. Okay, first row, second row, third row, fourth row, fifth row. So 5 rows are there, 2 columns are there. So in the 5, 2, 1, okay, that is nothing but your X, your input signal. Okay, that will be plotted in 5, 2, 1. In the first position, my X sequences will be plotted, will be placed. And similarly, 5, 2, 2. That is nothing but my second sequence h of n will be placed in the second position 5, 2, 2. Similarly, in the third position, similarly in the fifth position. Okay, this is first position, second position, third, fourth, and this is fifth position. In the fifth position, my output, my circular convolution, sorry, my linear convolution output will be there, is there in the fifth position with 6 values. Okay, so what is the values I have given for x of n? X of n I have given 1, 2, 3, 1. See, x of n, the values are 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay, my input sequences values, yeah, I'm giving in a form, I'm getting in a form of discrete, because here I am giving stem function. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 1. This is my first input sequence. My second input sequence is nothing but 1, 2, 1. Okay, this is my second input sequence. So what is the output I am getting? My output of the linear convolution is nothing but 6 number of samples, 1, 4, 8, 9, 5, 1. This is my output of the linear convolution. That will be, you will be getting here 1, 4, 8, 9, 5, 1. Is it clear? Do you have any doubt? Do you have any doubt? You can ask me. See, in this code, no? Okay. For example, I have told about the continuous signals. Okay, in this code, no, so x you will be getting in a form of discrete, no. For example, h, if you want to plot continuous wave, okay, the one input signal you will be getting in a form of discrete sequence. Okay, the another signal if you want to see in a form of continuous means you give plot. If you give plot of h, okay, the h values you will be getting in a form of continuous. Okay, if you want, you can see here. See, give control yes. Okay, so close this window. Okay, you just compile this. Okay, go to command window, again give the values. Again give the values 1, 2, 3, 1. Next 1, 2, 4. Okay, now the h input sequences we are getting in a form of continuous. See here. I hope now you got the difference. Okay, so x value is nothing but 1, 2, 3, 1. So that you will be getting in a form of discrete. And the second input sequence is 1, 2, 4. So that we have given plot function. Plot function means continuous function. See, that's why here I am getting continuous function. Why? See, 1, 2, 4. 1, 1, 2, 4. I'll be getting those sequences. No, we are getting in a form of continuous. Okay, next the third output sequence again I have given in a form of discrete, so that you will be getting in a form of discrete. Okay, so and one more thing for these figures, no, okay, for this each output, if you want to give grid on, if you want to make grid on for this, you can click here. you can click this figures, and if you touch this, you can get grid. Okay, if you want to grid for this, okay, you can touch here and you can give grid. Like this, you can make grid down for this, or from code itself you can do. Okay, or from the code itself. Okay, below this, below this plum stem, or so see, below this discrete function or stem, you give grid on. You give grid on that particular thing, particular sequence value you will be getting in the form of grid. Okay, so here also I am giving grid on. Okay, now you see the figure. Automatically you can get grid for X and H. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2. Similarly 1, 2. So 4 plus 6 minus 1. So here first one is 4 sample, the second one is 6 sample. So 4 plus 6 minus 4 plus 2 minus 1. So totally 5 number of samples I will get in the output. See here, 5 number of samples. Now X and H, I am getting the output directly in a form of grid. X and H directly I am getting in a form of grid. Okay, is it clear? Like that, some more functions are there. Here itself I can add grid. Instead of using the functions in the MATLAB Octave code, here itself, if you click on this and if you give grid, you'll be getting the grid function. And similarly, you can zoom this. This is for zooming this waveforms. Okay, zoom in, zoom out, and you can pan this output. You can choose this, or you can insert the text. Okay, some text if you want to insert anywhere, you just click on this. Okay, so first you just click the figure, then you go for insert text and type something. Okay, and you have to give some values, give some for X label and Y label, you have to give the values, height value, so that it will be appear here also. The text what you given, it will be appear here. See, if you want, you can insert the text, you can insert from the figure itself. Okay, it's clear? Is it clear, Pa? You have any doubt?
Yes, sir. No, sir.
So this is the thing for linear convolution. Okay, I will do one thing. I am just copying this code and pasting in the chat box. Okay, so that you can do. I request all the students, okay, to copy the code from the chat box. Just store it and the code in some notepad and make use of it. Okay, those who have installed, or if you are going to make an online, no, if you want to do in online, so please use this code. Okay, I'll be pasting that code in the chat box. Okay, so copy this code and save in the notepad. Anybody got the output? Sorry, if you got the output, you just tell me. I'll give you some time.
Yes.
Just a moment. I think the code is not. I'm just typing the last 2 lines here have not came properly. I'm just doing the last 2 lines. Last 2 lines. Yeah, this is the last 2 lines. Please take this last 2 lines. Title: convoluted output sequence. Okay, and last line is nothing but display of Y. In the display of Y, we have semicolon. If you leave the semicolon, okay, so the output will be appear in the command window. So this is the code for linear convolution. Please copy this code and save in the notepad. Anybody got the output? Did anybody got the output for linear convolution? Those who have installed, no, the Octave software, anybody got the output for linear convolution? Please, Sanjana. Yeah, very good, ma. Good. Can you share the output? Go to present now. And can you share the output?
Sir, I'm attending the session in mobile phone and
What,
doing
ma?
in laptop, sir.
What, ma?
Sir, I'm attending the session in mobile phone and doing in laptop, sir.
Okay. Okay. The same thing. Okay. We can. I'm just telling you how to do the code in offline. Sorry, online. Okay. The same code is there, no? Those who are using the mobile, no? Those who have not installed, I have already told, go here. Here we have the Octave online. Okay. Just click on this. Okay. Here we have one plus symbol is there, no? Click this plus symbol. So you will be getting a script file. You will be, please enter the file name. Here you have to give the file name. Okay, script file name you have to give. Okay, for example, here I am giving linear convolution, LINC. Okay, .m. All the extension should be on .m. Okay, give OK. I'm giving my file name. So okay, so automatically what happened? My file name what I have given, that will be appear in the left hand side. Just click on that. Okay, so my editor window is getting open for my script file. Okay, here I have my I mean the code. My script file name will be there. Click on this so that I will be getting this. Okay, editor file I'm getting is here, and here you just copy and paste the code. I have a code already. Just copy and paste the code. Copy and paste the code here. Okay, here I have a code for linear convolution. Okay, in the left hand side. Okay, copy and paste the code. Okay, after that you just save this. Here we have a save option. Save this. Okay. Just a moment. I'm just reconnecting again. Yeah. See here, I've copied my code and I've saved that. Here we have the save option. Save that. Then run the code. Once you run the code, if you have any errors in the code, that will be appear in this command window. In the bottom, it will be appear if you have any error. So I don't have any error here. So it's directly asking enter the first input sequence. Okay, so I'm just asked like the Octave. No, I'll be giving the Octave command window. Here also I'm giving the first input sequence 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay, and I'm giving my second input sequence square bracket of 1 space. You have to give the values in the form of the square bracket 1 space 2 space 3 space 1, like this you have to give. If you are not giving in this form, you will be getting error. Okay, the values, input sequences and output sequences values, whether it may be in the Octave downloaded software or offline software or online software, you have to give the input sequences values like this, then only it will work. 1, 2, 1. Okay, I'm giving my second sequences. So see, I'll be getting the output over here. Okay, first output linear convolution the first sequence, second sequence, and I'm getting a linear convolution output. I hope now you know how to work on this online Octave software. Online Octave software is very, very simple. Do you have any doubt in this? Do you have any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, so kindly do this code in any one of the thing. Either those who have installed the Octave software, do it on Octave software offline. Those who have not installed, please do the code. Please do it in the online Octave software. I have already posted the code in the chat box. Any doubt in this? Any doubt? Please respond. Is it easy? So how you feel about the code? The code is easy. don't feel the code is very lengthy. It's nothing is there in the code. Okay, just I mean the subplot, stem, X label, Y label, title. These file lines are repeating 3 times. Okay, the subplot, stem, X label, Y label, title. This we are repeating 3 times for 2 input signals and an output signal. So don't feel the code length is large. Okay, is there any doubt? Can we go for the circular convolution or can we wind up? Sir, I am not able to save, sir. Gayatri, are you doing in the online or offline, ma? Offline. So offline, what is the problem? See, you can save in any location. You can save in the desktop also. No problem. See, like this, I will show you the code. You can save in your desktop also. For example, I'm just opening once again. I'm opening one more new editor. Okay, copy the code. Okay, paste here. Give Control S. Okay, even you can save this in your desktop also, but that should be in the form of .m. Make sure that save as type is there, no? That you should have this Octave files. Okay. In that case, you can save in any name. Automatically, if I give duns, it will be stored in the form of duns_m. Okay. If you are not getting this icon, Octave files, okay, so you just save duns+m, duns.m. Then only that will be stored in the form of Octave file. Is it clear? Gayatri, it's clear, man? You just see whether in the save as type you will be getting the Octave files or not. If you are not getting the Octave files, save your name with .m. Okay, so if you see the same thing for online also. Okay, your script file will be saved in the form of .m. Okay, if you see the online code also, your script file, okay, that is nothing but your Octave code, it will be saved in the form of .m. Do you have any doubt, anybody? Can we go for the linear circular convolution? Can we go for circular convolution, or we can see in the next class?
Sir, we can see in next class.
Next class, sir.
Next class.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Vibin.
Sir.
So Vibin, first time you are answering my question. Very good.
Sir, no, sir.
I need your okay. I need the response from everyone. Nirmal Raja. Okay. Dharanish. Sir, we can see in the next class. No problem. I hope everyone, all the 45 members, I hope you know how to work in the Octave software, online as well as offline. I hope you will be knowing now. And today we have seen about the linear convolution code, Octave code. Line by line I have explained. I hope you don't have any doubt. Circular convolution code also the same thing. The same sequences we have to do for circular convolution. Try for that. You just try for circular convolution and come. While you're coming for next lab, try for the circular convolution and come. Even the codes are available in the net itself. Okay, so if you got in the net, take that code, copy and paste it, and just see whether you are getting the result or not. Okay, so I'll be going for the attendance. Do you have any doubt? You can ask me. No doubt, no?